Did I think that I was going to study visual effects when I watched Lord of the Rings? Did I think I would become one of the artists that would make this beautiful imagery like Rivendell or like the Isle of Sauron? No, I wanted to be the writer. I wanted to be the actor because it's what we see on the screen, but there's so many other things and factors that help tell the story. It's like an invisible art. Hello, if you made it this far, my name's Leanne. I've been working in the visual effects industry for Hollywood in the last 10 years. Some of the movies and TV shows I worked on are Power Rangers, Black Panther, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Thor Ragnarok. Today I'd like to answer some of the questions I've been asked here. The first question is, where did I go to school for visual effects? I studied media and communications in university, majoring in film and TV production, but nobody talked about visual effects. We watched like black and white movies and like Gone with the Wind, some black and white samurai Japanese movies, and we learned about cinematography, and we talk about the director intention, how the shot is framed, yada yada, but never visual effect. It was only after like my friend posted about it how he got to work on Dark Shadows with Johnny Depp in it right out of school. I'm like, how did you get to work on an A-list movie? What did you do? So I reached out and I did some research on the schools in Vancouver where I could study visual effects. A friend had gone to Vancouver Film School, which was like a top-notch school and also the most expensive one back in the day in Vancouver. In my research, I found there was a few schools that also offer a similar program by professionals that are working in the industry or have worked in the industry. And I found Van Arts, the School of Media Arts, which I ultimately joined. Very important thing to note is ultimately the reason that I went for it is I was looking at the student reels that came out of the school in the last couple years. The quality of it was really amazing. They were almost at the same par with VFS. So yeah, I applied for it and they accepted me. So in a few months from me seeing my friend's reel, I just left and went. It's a 12-month course. So the first 6 months is intense where you learn everything about visual effects. You learn the VFX pipeline, you learn to track a shot, you learn to model, rig it, shade it, texture it, light it, animate it, and render it. And you get to learn the beast of a software called Houdini, which made me want to cry learning it in school. Along with Houdini, I also did a couple 3D matte paintings and I learned how to composite all the elements from all different departments inside Nuke. And in the midst of all that, within the 6 months, we had to decide what our lives are going to be like for the next 6 months in school, which role and department we want to fall into so that we could build our portfolio showcasing our skill and talent. There were many sleepless nights. We pretty much ate, talked, sleep, breathe visual effects. Like a 10 to 12 hour school day was very normal. First thing that popped in my head when I opened my eyes is what shot am I gonna do for my demo reel that's gonna help me land a job right out of school just so I could pay off so I could start leaving and start my career. Yeah, it's an expensive course. It really like sets a fire on your butt. Second question, where did I learn matte painting? Okay, right out of school, I got a job, but it wasn't as a matte painter, but it was as a stereo compositor where I convert 2D images, movies into 3D, where we get to wear our stereo glasses. But fast forward 2 years later, I had a severe burnout from the job. I really needed to take time off to recover. I didn't know how to pace myself. It's something that is a very important issue, and I feel like a lot of junior artists go through this because I almost like a right-off way. Sometimes studios take advantage of that, which is really unfortunate, which is something that we could talk about on another video. Yeah, so fast forward 2 years later, I took some time off. I took the opportunity to take an online course on digital matte painting. There was a very popular matte painting course online taught by David Leong, who worked at Blizzard at the time as a lighter / comper and also had done photorealistic matte paintings. He was very well known on the online digital matte painting world. When I heard there's such a course, at that time he's like a legendary model who works not only for films and TV but also for games, a big game studio like Blizzard. And a lot of students had like amazing reels and work and showpieces. A few of my colleagues I've met, they're all amazing artists and they're thriving in their jobs. But unfortunately, David Leong no longer runs the course, but my friend Igor, now he's running the course. I think it was about 8 or 10 weeks course where every week we get homework and at some point we decide what we're gonna create for our final showpieces. Hopefully the ones that are good enough for you to apply to studios with to showcase your skill level and your talent. What's great about this course is we get like a one-on-one individual feedback from the instructor. Not really over video like this. It was on a forum. It was Vegas. Like he'll review our work and give us feedbacks and support, which was really helpful. And we also had a really good camaraderie experience with the other students where we look at each other's work and progress, and sometimes we even comment. So I gave my best effort to that course because again, I really wanted to become a digital matte painter. It was like a dream. The reason why I didn't get in to become one right out of school is because I didn't think I would be able to get a job as a matte painter at that time. So this time I went to it and I've been a matte painter ever since. So the pieces that I made out of the course, I compiled it with some of my student stuff back at VenArts, the visual effects school. So with the breakdown, I made it into a demo reel which I used to apply to studios for a digital matte painting role, which I ultimately got a job in digital matte painting. Question number 3, which software did I use? I use Photoshop. Want to pick one software to learn to become a digital matte painter. In today's world, you need at least 3 software. You need to learn 3 softwares. At work, I use Photoshop, Maya, and Nuke. So Nuke and Photoshop is super important. And Maya is definitely something that you have to pick up on if you start working at a studio, depending what 3D softwares they use. So for creating a matte painting, outside of work, I use Photoshop, Maya, and Nuke. I use Photoshop to create the 2D images that I need. Bring it over to Nuke. Nuke is a 2.5D compositing software where you composite different elements, CG, and bring in cameras that's been tracked. CG, when I say CG, means like CG renders. Also, you get to bring in digital matte paintings, PSD or EXR file format. This way you get to put them together. So to convert a 2D image into a 3D, 2.5D, and to play into a video format. So you want it to move in the span of 3 seconds with a camera movement like a dolly or a pan over the image with some parallax. That's when Nuke comes in really handy, where you project parts of the image onto cards and then you use the camera with the animated movement like a pan or a dolly in to capture those cards in a virtual space. That's how I make my digital matte paintings into moving image. So that's the magic of movie making or digital matte painting in this case. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I would love to hear what you think, and if you have any questions, please feel free to post it in the comments below. Till then, have a beautiful day. Bye.